TLC's show 90 Day Fiancé kicked off in 2014 and has been bringing us the juicy details of international relationships ever since. Any romantic pairing of two very different and deeply flawed individuals has its ups and downs. It's good times and it's bad. But now imagine the everyday highs and lows amplified by time pressure, language, and cultural barriers. Immigration laws, not to mention, you're being followed by a camera crew who are capturing every facet of your love life and broadcasting it on TV. So how could 90 Day Fiancé be anything but wildly entertaining? So if you thought 90 Day Fiancé itself was crazy, just wait until you see the untold truth of one of the show's most loved and controversial couples, Ed and Rose. Before we get to that, go ahead and subscribe, and if you feel so moved, we would love to hear from you in the comments. Now, back to the story. One of the more, let's say, interesting figures of the show is known as Big Ed. He has also been affectionately referred to as No Neck Ed. His peculiar appearance is due to a condition called Klippel-Feil syndrome, which causes people to be born with a shorter neck with limited range of movement and an enlarged chest cavity. The two supposed lovebirds are 30 years apart in age. Ed comes from a much more pampered life, while Rose is the child of a hard-working pig farmer with very little in material wealth. Ed always says awkwardly offensive stuff and seems to have a knack for putting his foot in his mouth. So it's no surprise that the drama continues to unfold even when the cameras have stopped rolling. Ed, being an older and relatively wealthy gentleman from California, raises suspicions as to his motives in courting the much younger and much less well-to-do Rose. It's not hard to picture this guy posing as a great savior come to rescue the young, beautiful dame when in reality, he's simply looking for a trophy wife to show off to his Beverly Hills buddies. At the same time though, this short in stature but big in chest dude could be genuinely looking for love, having finally found the woman of his dreams. In the other corner is Rose. She grew up quite poor in the Philippines in a much different life than Ed. Where she is from, a few American dollars will go a long way. For instance, when Ed bought her pajamas at a market in the Philippines, the price was 180 pesos, right around $3.50. So when Ed makes something like $1,500 per episode of 90 Day Fiancé, this is a small fortune in Rose's world. His net worth is probably more money than her family has ever dreamed of. That, plus the fact that Rose is so much younger and a few inches taller than Ed, brings up some questions. You add in the fact that they obviously have nothing in common, and one starts to wonder if she's using Ed to get to his money. However, it's also perfectly plausible that she's genuinely in love with this man, even though it's kinda hard to see why. One of the eyebrow-raising complications in the show is the allegation that Rose's sister asked Ed for money to support her retail store. I don't think we'll ever know if this is true, despite the screenshot evidence mixed with vehement denials. But this little wrinkle does cause Ed and everybody else to continue to wonder if he's being used rather than loved. Ed also likes to talk about all the gifts he has sent to Rose in the Philippines. Perhaps this is all talk to further his quest for fame, or maybe he did send them and Rose sold the gifts for cash, like some allege, only furthering suspicions about her gold-digging Big Ed. Ed doesn't help his image by boldly declaring his own fame. While there may be some truth to that evidence by his cult-like internet following that enjoys his quirky personality, other personalities from the show appear to have a larger following and have even cautioned Ed that his moment in the spotlight will pass with the production of new seasons. Either way, we can rest assured that Big Ed is thoroughly enjoying his 15 minutes of fame. Tensions, doubt, deceit, and separation continue to grow between the couple, prompting Rose to take to Instagram in order to set the record straight. She called Ed a liar and claimed that her sister never asked for money and that the only gifts he ever gave her were bras and panties. Now, that's not entirely true, Rose. He did give you a toothbrush because your breath was not pretty, remember? Rose tosses in another stinging comment, this time directed at viewers who maybe took what was seen in the show a bit too literally, saying, "I am shocked and sad because there are people who are accusing and judging me based on the edited TV show. I want everyone to understand that the TV show is not a reflection of who I am as a person, a mother, and a woman. Maybe it's Rose's background and upbringing that caused her to be less interested in living in luxury and fame and more interested in the truth. But she just blew the lid off the entire reality TV operation. What has she made she isn't the person depicted in the show? We all have been falling in love with her for weeks now. Are you kidding me?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Needless to say, I think it's over. It appears Ed may think so too. Which is it? Is Ed a big dumb jerk trying to get attention and a hot young lady on his arm? Or is Rose ruthlessly searching for some old guy to exploit for cash? And I'm just saying, if the producers of this show happen to be orchestrating this whole thing and staging some kind of scripted off-screen duel, they might be the most evil super geniuses that have ever lived. The debate is going on for quite a while, and we may never get to the bottom of it. But let's hash it out together in the comments. Well, that's all for today, folks, but stay tuned by hitting subscribe for plenty more Ed, Rose, and other TV and movie content right here on Behind the Screen.